the revision of the chapters, that is division and factors and multiples. Okay, so the first question is, find the smallest number of 4 digits which when divided by 6, 8, 12 and 20 leaves no remainder, and second bit is the remainder 7 in each case. So here, first of all, you must know what is the smallest number of 4 digits, that is 1000, and 1000 has to be divided by each of them. That means let us take out a common multiple of these 4 numbers, that is 6, 8, 12 and 20. Okay, now if we divide the 4 digit, smallest 4 digit, that is 1000, by the common multiple of 6, 8, 12, 20, that is LCM of 6, 8, 12 and 20, then we definitely are going to get a remainder. Now you must know that since we need a smallest number of 4 digit, that is leaving no remainder, means it should be exactly divisible by the LCM. For that, what we have to do, we have to deduct the remainder from the dividend. But we know that if we deduct the dividend from the if we deduct the remainder from the dividend, then we are not going to get a 4 digit number. Instead we will get a 3 digit number. So we have to use the addition rule here. Take out the difference of the divisor and the remainder. Divisor is the LCM of these 4 numbers, and remainder, if you take out the difference of both of them, that is divisor minus remainder, and whatever difference we get, if we add it with the smallest number of 4 digit, so we will get the answer for bit 1. That is, you will get a smallest number that is exactly divisible by these 4 numbers and leaving no remainder. Second bit is the remainder 7 in each case. Now since we already know what is the number which is leaving no remainder, okay, so if we add 7 to that, means we will get the number that is leaving remainder 7 in each of these. Okay, let us come to question number 2. In question number 2 we have, there are 4 bells that rings together at 2 p.m. If the bells ring at interval of 2, 5, 8 and 10 minutes respectively, at what time will they ring together next? So definitely, because we need a time that has to be after 2 p.m. means we have to take out the multiple of these numbers of these time intervals, that is 2, 5, 8 and 10 minutes. We will get an answer that is in minutes. Now we have to add that much time, that is LCM of 2, 5, 8 and 10. Whatever we get, we have to add it with the time at which the 4 bells have earlier rang together. So after adding, the next time will be the time at which all these 4 bells will ring together. Coming on to question number 3. HCF and LCM of 2 numbers are 25 and 1750 respectively. If one of the numbers is 175, find the other. We know the formula here, that is product of 2 numbers equal to HCF into LCM. Using this formula, you can easily take out the one of the number, other number. Okay, so that means we can say that the one number into other number, that is the product of 2 numbers. So if we have to take out the other number, means HCF into LCM by one number. Let us come to question number 4. Which among the given rules are not the rules for finding the divisibility of 7? Look at the first rule, double the digit in one's place. So that is what we do for finding the divisibility of 7. Now finding the sum of digit at odd places, this is not the rule for 7. Okay, rest 2, you see, subtract the digit doubled from the remaining digits of the number. This is also one of the rule, and the difference must be 7 or 0 or multiple of 7, or else repeat the process. So this is also one of the rule of finding the divisibility of 7. So only except the rule which is given in option B, rest all are correct. Let us come to question number 5. In question number 5, the question is, which of the following pair of coprimes, which of the following are a pair of coprimes? If we look at the first one, 16 and 62, both are even numbers, so you know what is the common factor between two. And you know what is the condition to get coprime? That is, the factor, common factor will be nothing other than 1. That is, HCF should be 1. Okay, 18 and 25, check with this. Then 21 and 35 also you can check. 23 and 92 you can check. If you are not getting any common factor among these 4 options, among the 2 numbers, then that is your required answer. Next question, you have to do the simplify here. Simplify. So here is a bar bracket which we call vinculum. Every time whenever we go for bracket solving, first we start with the inside bracket. So you can see the bar bracket is inside. After that your simple bracket comes. So let us first solve the before solving the simple bracket, you have to solve this bar bracket. Then you will go for the simple bracket, and then you will go for the curly bracket, and then finally the square bracket. Let us come to question number 7. Question number 7 is what? In the year 2010, a ration shop sold 97,090 kg of wheat. If equal quantity of wheat was distributed every day, find the quantity of wheat sold per day. As we know that in 1 year, that is 2010 we are talking about, you should check that it is an ordinary year or a leap year. We check that it is a ordinary year. Ordinary year is comprises of 365 days. Okay, so we have to divide this much weight of wheat by 365. So that will give you the amount of wheat which was distributed every day, which was sold per day. Next is also find the quantity of wheat sold altogether in the months of February and March. For this we have to find the number of days in the month of February and number of days in the month of March. So if together we calculate, this is 28 and this is March is 31 days. So you add these many days. When we already got the quantity of wheat which was sold per day, then multiply that much quantity with the number of days which that in February and March. So this will give you the quantity of wheat which was sold altogether in the months of February and March. Moving on to question number 8. Question number 8. The question is, a book of 1456 pages has 99590 words on it, 904 words on it. How many words are there in each page? This is very easy question, because we know how many pages are there and we know how many total words are there in the book. Now if we divide the total number of words by the total number of pages, we can easily get the number of words present in each page. Now the next part of the question is, if each page consists of 38 lines, how many words are there in each line? So for that, we know that the one page consists of how many words in it. Then 38 lines will also comprise of that many words. Why? Because each page also comprises of 38 lines. So whatever answer you got, that is the number of words in each page, that you have to apply here. 38 lines comprise of this many words. Now question is, how many words are there in each line? So we have to divide that many words by 38 in order to get the number of words in each line. So you will have to do in two way. You have to solve this question. Okay, solve this question as per, means in two, you will get two answers for this first part and for the second part. Now next is question number 9. Find the 8-digit smallest number which is divisible by 1228. This type of question we have already solved also once in the class, if you remember. First thing is, what is the 8-digit smallest number? That is 1 and 7 zeros. You have to divide it with 1228. So you will definitely get a remainder. Now you must remember that the rule is, in order to make a number divisible, means you have to deduct the or subtract the remainder from the dividend. But since this is the smallest number you have used, on dividing on subtracting 1 also, it will become a 7-digit number instead of 8-digit. So for that we have to apply the rule of addition. Means what smallest number can be added to this 8-digit smallest number, so that the number should be divisible by 1228. So for that we have a formula, that is b minus r formula, that is a plus b minus r. If you remember, a will be the dividend, b is the divisor, and r is the remainder. So dividend is your 8-digit smallest number, and b minus r you will get after division whatever remainder you get, and b is 1228. So 1228 and remainder, that's the difference that you have to add with the remainder, add with the dividend. So that is the required answer. That is the 8-digit smallest number we get, which is divisible by 1228. Coming on to the last question. The cost of 125 refrigerators is rupees. It is 67,10,625 rupees. What is the cost of one refrigerator? So it is very simple question, unitary method. You have, when it is given of many, how to take out of one. For that you have to divide. That is 67,10,625 divided by 125 will give you the required answer for this question. Okay children, I hope you all can do these questions easily. Thank you.